and welcome to the virtual networking meet of IBPC. How is everybody today? Okay, all well, great. My name is Mohammed Sutarwala. I'm the convener for the EMTT group. Probably you have seen me around. Dilip Sinha is our Secretary General. Today he asked me to lead the meeting because I'm a firm believer in networking. So this idea, this concept, we floated much earlier. And we've been part of IBPC for a very long time. And we see a lot of people who come in to IBPC trying to make, to know friends and to make connections. But we found this element was missing about actually able to do business on IBPC. So this series was started to let everybody know each other. Now, before COVID hit us, we were doing a physical, get together. So as a EMTT group, we had a face-to-face networking meet. And we have some other plans when we actually try to meet personally. But this particular forum benefit is that you have your, minutes of fame, talk about yourself and your products. And more important is that it is not that minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes that you have today, but what you will do after that. So as a company, I've been around for the last 17 years. I was in part of the first VNM. And one smart move that I did was I actually enrolled my business development manager, and we changed my membership from being a personal member to a corporate member. The benefit is that as owners, it's very difficult to go and sell. You want to build relationships, you want to know people, you want to know them better. You don't want to sell. And what you've seen is in IBPC meeting is that you go and people come and surround you and they want to sell things to you, and it's not a good feeling, right? So networking is not about selling, it's not about hunting, and it's about farming. It's about meeting people, building relationship, building trust. And when that trust develops, business will flow. So perhaps this is the first meeting that you are having. We'll know you better, Nikhil, Nirmal, Riaz ji, Satish, Kumar, and Neeraj ji, welcome. I hope that you take the opportunity to talk about your company. So what I did was I joined as a corporate member and I upgraded myself to corporate. And I asked my business development manager, who is also joined in as a participant, to become part of my team. So I would go to the meeting and I will talk about relationships, about other things, about the weather and stuff like this. And his job was to know the bigger senior people and to just give his card so that if I was to build a relationship and I want someone to take it forward, then it would be at my business development manager level. So that was a good move. It has paid me dividends. In fact, from the first VNM that I did, I did not do the VNM. I asked Tariq to do the VNM. And Tariq was able to build relationships. And actually, we almost got an order from a member that we had never met. And he has some leads in the pipeline that he is following up. So I strongly encourage you, please make your best pitch to talk about your company, about your attributes, and why should we do business with you. But after this gets over, right, the job doesn't end there. See, you know us from the directory. So you're a member. If you log into IBPC website, you have access to the directory. Okay, so use your email, use your membership number, log in. You will get more details about all the members, and then connect to them on LinkedIn. So if you write to me and say, I'm Nikhil and I do this and I'm an IBPC member, please join me on my LinkedIn network. I will do that. We also have an IBPC Connect website. And I think if you follow, you'll be able to see your leads. In fact, your interviews today will appear on the IBPC Connect platform as well as on the other social media that we use. So it's a very strong objective now of this new team, that is all the conveners, is that how can we promote business within ourselves? And I'm a hardcore businessman, been in business for the last 32 years in software development and infrastructure. And I realized that the power of networking. I'm also part of corporate connection. This is also an high-end, if you heard of BNI, this is, when you graduate from BNI and you no longer into transaction, but you're more into connections, you join a group like that. And I have seen the power and I have seen how I made friends. In fact, I used to be a guy who used to come to the IBPC meeting and stand on the side and have a drink and try to see, we were two friends, we came together, we went back together, never met anyone. Okay, till I decided to engage. So when I started to participate and I put my hand up and I say, I would like to do this, suddenly I became a part of you're right, there I'm a convener for the AMTT. So you can do that too. Without much ado, let me start. So thank you very much for joining this VNL. Talk to other members about it. please also make it a point that while you come today, you also come to the next VNM. And that's how your network will grow. So make a note of those who are here today, plus any audience which is there. Okay, if they ask you questions, go back and connect to them on LinkedIn. Okay, and this is the pure real power of this VNM. Okay, so over to you, Riaz, Karmali. Thank you very much. You're the first one.
I'm Riaz Karmali, ADSO Dubai. We are a 50-year-old company in Dubai involved in freight forwarding. We consider ourselves as a very specialized project freight forwarder. Most of the freight forwarders are either air freight agents or sea freight agents. We are one whose strength is on the land. We have been doing this business over the last 4 decades, means moving cargo by road, including heavy lifts and out of gauge cargoes, which normal freight forwarders or normal companies are very scared of even touching or even knowing what is there. For us, it is, means with the experience that we have managed, we have been moving all types of cargo, and we are one of the few people in UAE who are also involved in movement of land transportation, land drilling rigs with pieces. The largest piece that I have moved, means from Houston via Abu Dhabi to Oman, just for your information, was 35 meters by 10 meters by 10 meters, 160 ton, valued at $15 million. We are a company which is very reputable, very reliable, and very trustworthy. We have branches across UAE, and we support our land transportation with the customs clearance offices we have at UAE exit points with Saudi Arabia and with Oman. In fact, we were the first customs clearance office which opened at Silla in 1972. And we work at Goefat, which is now the new point of exiting, 24 hours a day, 7 days of the week, providing service and facilities to our over 20,000 active traders who are utilizing our services. If any of your companies have been involved in land transportation, more or less you would have come across ADSO, because we are one of the biggest agents down there. People trust us. We handle all types of cargo. We even have our own transport company, which is specialized for project forwarding, having low beds capable of carrying loads up to 150 ton. We have dollies which can take pieces which are as long as 60 meters and as heavy as 140 tons. And we have hydraulic trailers which can take loads up to 200 tons. So the bigger the piece, the heavier the piece, the bigger the out of gauge range. This is something that we specialize. And we have been blessed today that we have got the support of most of the international freight forwarders, because they trust ADSO, and we have got a very meaningful relationship with most of the companies. We move cargoes from here across GCC into Levant, as far afield as Egypt, where we have also completed a project, and we have had transit time of just 6 days into Egypt. We were also the transporter for the MENA cold store with exempted cargo of insulation material carrying on 24-meter, 180 CBM of cargo. And this was completed on a fast-track basis as well. So we are basically a very specialized land transport agent. We were also the first forwarder to move carbonated bonded trucks from UAE to Jordan, and we were also covered by CNN on the same subject. So it gives us a very proud feeling that, means ADSO has been recognized even by CNN on its coverage of the bonded carbonated bonded trucking from UAE. We are open to support all our members in IBPC, and you can reach out to me. On the slide, you have my contact, riazk@adsodxb.com, or my telephone number, and I'm available to help each and every member in our IBPC. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi all, a very good evening to all of you. I'm Nirmal Shah. I'm founder of Prism Advisory. It's the firm which started in 2018. Prism Advisory is a sector-focused mid-market boutique investment banking and financial advisory firm. We differentiate ourselves as being a unique firm which focus on certain sectors. So we are extremely focused on some of the on the sectors in which we operate. Our focus areas are education, real estate, sustainability, and healthcare. What we do in these sectors is essentially help companies in doing mergers and acquisitions. So, mergers and acquisition, divestment, investment, joint ventures, or a partnership in these sectors, as well as help them in raising capital. So, be it equity capital, debt capital, private equity, structure financing, or term financing for their projects. In addition to this, we also help companies in setting up the entire investment structure for their transactions. Which includes essentially commercially structuring the entire transaction as well as setting up their vehicles for doing the particular deals. I'll talk a little bit about our team. So we are a lean team of 4 partners. All of us comes from a background of 15 to 20 years working with a financial institution, investment houses, or a corporate, large corporates actually, or MNC banks. So my background is I had worked with JM Morgan Stanley. Then I spent time with State Bank of India's capital market team. I spent time with RAN International Group of Institution as their global head for strategy as well as business. And I'd spent some time in Bahrain with Global Banking Corporation. Another partner of mine who is based here in Dubai with me is ex-CIO of GII REIT, which is a real estate REIT. He had spent time with ICICI Bank in past and private equity core level store. In addition to that, my other 2 partners have spent time with Citibank, IDBI Capital Markets, FinCorp, and Thai Bank in region as well as outside. As far as our presence is concerned, we are in UAE, so we have an office in Dubai, we have an office in Mumbai in India. We plan to set up an office in Oman very soon, and then we have a collaboration partners in San Diego in US and in Vienna in Austria. That's predominantly for global real estate sourcing. IBPC members can reach out to us who are operating in these sectors or who has an interest to get into these sectors to help in terms of getting any sort of insights, ideas from us. We can help them in any of their business ideas, or in terms of having any sort of a requirements on the M&A side or on the capital raising side. In addition, if anyone is looking to invest into global real estate, which was predominantly institutional in nature, please reach out to us. We have a very good network to source some of these transactions and help you in acquiring these. We would love to have coffee with you. Please, I would encourage members to come to us and probably share some, have some ideas from us, and then we can help in implementing it. Thank you so much, and I look forward to interact with more members. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thanks for hosting, and it's wonderful to be here. So I have been in the education domain for the last 14 years, and I've spent 10 good years in Dubai, learning from many professionals like you. I've been part of Manipal Global as in a capacity of handling business for MENA and ASEAN region. Manipal Global, broadly, everybody have known us from a context or lens of a university ecosystem, but probably what I will try to unfold for many of the members today, that Manipal has a much larger education or learning and assessment ecosystem beyond universities. So the group has been operating in the business for the last 65 years, but over the last 20 years, we have diversified in the area of enterprise learning and assessment as well. And what you see here on the bottom of this slide, there are 3 areas how we assist large-scale enterprises or SMEs or mid-scale corporates by means of training resources. Now, when I say training resources, broadly, I put it as a golden triangle. That's where we operate in. We do training in all the technical areas, be it the all back-end technologies, or in layman words, databases or operating systems or information security as a domain, or be it the technologies which could be more emerging in nature. So we talk about data and data. So anything and everything around that domain. We do a lot of training in the area of process framework and functional training, like functional training in the sense of supply chain, logistics, banking and finance, or any other function that we can talk about, like engineering, designs and stuff like that. And we do a lot of training in the behavioral development space. So that's where, be it any size of organization, because people development is an essential part. And as the days are passing, it becomes more and more important. Upskilling is what is much required in these times. So that's where we are very strong, and we work with likes of Google, Microsoft, and you talk about Adobe, Siemens, Atos, any large scale organization and millions of SME segment, like I said. The second and the third product that I'm talking here is assessment. Now, assessment again sits quite at the area of talent recruitment and talent development. So talent development goes quite in sync with the training bit, like I spoke. But talent recruitment is also very important, specifically for, I think many of our IBPC members are also SMEs in nature. And for you, every resource is important. And what I believe fundamentally, it's resource who drives the business end of the day, in addition to the brand. So getting right resources is very, very important. So we do assist doing a lot of recruitment-centric assessment by means of assessing cognitive abilities, analytical abilities, personality assessments of individuals, whether they're team player or not, how is their communication, their negotiation skills, their persuasive skills, apart from all other things that we do. Last bit is the EduNext that you see, which is a learning management system, a platform of ours. That is where we provide the content access of whatever we train people for their continual learning. So learning, assessment, and the LMS platform. That's how we do a lot of work in the enterprise segment. This is my first pitch at IBPC, and very happy to connect and collaborate with all the members in the coming days. I am reachable at connect@manipalglobal.com. That's the easiest one I can give. connect@manipalglobal.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. My name is Neeraj Agrawal. I'm a group board member with the Crescent Group. Crescent Group is a 52-year-old organization into oil and gas production, power plant construction, ports and logistics. And we have 3 investment platforms as well. I've been with the group for now nearly 32 years. And essentially our footprint is mainly in the Middle East and North Africa region, but also in US in particular, where we operate 2 ports. So a little bit about myself. I'm from New Delhi. I've been living here in the Middle East region for nearly 35 years now. And a large part of that has been in the role of capital raising through innovative structures, but also incubating new businesses, both in terms of venture capital as well as in terms of businesses with positive EBITDA, where we act as an institutional investor and help them grow to the next level in terms of regional or global. Our footprint in the oil and gas business is in 3 countries, UAE, out of Sharjah, Egypt, and Iraq. We produce in total something like 130,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day. And that's a big part of our group. In terms of ports and logistics, we are the world's largest privately owned container terminal operator under the brand name Gulftainer and Momentum Logistics. We operate ports in 9 countries, ranging from UAE, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Iraq, and the US, as I said. And well, you're very welcome to contact me, and I shall be pleased to speak to any one of you. Thank you.
Good evening, members. My name is Nikhil Sancheti. I am a director with Ardent Advisory. As a quick background, I'm a chartered accountant by profession. I've been in the country since 2005, have worked with big 4 firms, private equity, and last 5 years with Ardent. As a quick background to Ardent, Ardent was established in 2012 by some of the senior partners with big 4 firm. We have about, the senior management has about 150 years plus experience in the advisory background and largely with big 4 firms. As our product offerings, we are largely focusing on transaction advisory, risk advisory, and management consulting. So broadly talking about transaction advisory, we help companies with the mergers and acquisition services, focusing on buy side and sell side. So if any of the companies are looking to buy or sell the business, we are happy to support them. And we have successfully done for a number of companies. We help with the transaction support, focusing on carrying out financial due diligence, business valuations, purchase price allocation, intangible assessments, and various other corporate advisory. We are happy to support that. We've also support groups with fundraising, both on the debt and equity side. On the equities, on the debt side, we are pretty active on the restructuring space as well. Just to give you some examples, I think we have successfully worked on a number of debt and equity transactions worth about 6 billion in the last 8 years of KPMG's existence, and helped in the debt advisory for about 30 billion worth of debt in the country. In the midst of pandemic, in fact, this year we've closed 3 transactions across logistics, retail and consumers and sector, and beauty and personal care services. On the risk advisory side, largely focus on the internal audit and compliance services. We've been actively involved with ADNOC for the in-country value program certification, IFRS advisory, forensic services, risk management. On the management consulting side, we focus on business strategy and planning, data analytics, and digital transformation. We are focusing on pretty actively. Process improvement and optimization, market entry, feasibility studies, we are pretty active on. On the risk advisory and management consulting side, we've worked with many large organizations in the region. On our geographical reach, we are largely focused on GCC and India, and more so, I would say, UAE and Saudi Arabia, where we have strong relationships. As far as the clients, we work with government organizations, corporates, SMEs, family offices, regional and international banks. We are sector agnostic. We work across sectors, right from retail to consumer, healthcare, education, banking and financial institutions, manufacturing. We also publish our own sector reports. We have published our healthcare, education, retail, and we will be soon coming up with new reports. Members can reach me out on 056-174-1177, and my email address is nsancheti@ADSO. Thank you.
So with this, I thank you very much for joining today. It was a small crowd, but I think we made good connects today. And I look forward to seeing you at the next PNM, and Sibi will be putting it in the mail. So thank you very much for joining us.